Right, sorry. In the middle of a rescue here. Actually, got garden tools in my front seat. Yeah, you might be a redneck when you got garden tools in the front seat. 3 guys drinking beer, playing the stereo too long on the car, and yeah, the battery kind of went dead. But it just started. It just started. Like sometimes you stop and you let it sit for about 10-15 minutes, and you're okay. In wintertime, you gotta help people in the wintertime because, man, you get somebody that's stuck or whatever, man. Like summertime, yeah, you can leave people on the side of the road once in a while, but when it's really hot out or really cold, yeah, don't leave people stranded. So even if it's like, oh, it goes, yeah, we were playing our stereo and the battery died in the car. It's like, oh, you did the fucktard thing, did you? It's like, got a good laughing, but it's like, okay, well, whatever, they're good. It's, oh no, I just started up. So what I was gonna do is I was just gonna hook the boosters to my battery and just let it, you know, run this for about maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and see if it'll go. Because a lot of times, again, if you just let it sit and don't panic, sometimes the battery would come up just enough to roll it over, unless it's really, really cold. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, the last video I was just talking about that pump, and you can understand like what I was saying there. If, the water pump dropped from 30 psi down, roughly from 30 psi down to 20 overnight. With the pump, obviously there's a leak in there somewhere of 10 psi overnight. So I turned it on for a little bit, but I don't want. When I came in, it was the first time I heard it running since I came in, and I thought the pump was already turned off. But I was going in there just to check on things, see if anything burst or whatever. But yeah, they've had a lot of water problems there for some reason. Could be the sediment, erodes the foot. Even though they got a new one in there, it could have eroded the foot, and then you start getting a leak, and you get that fine beach sand and clay. It doesn't take long to destroy things, right? But again, what I was saying was my boss and his wife, they traveled quite a bit, and the last time they went, they came back, the pump was still running, and it was running dry, and it was just doing one of those things. Amazing it didn't catch fire, right? So he called me from Portugal yesterday, asked me, Reg, he says, I was looking at the forecast, it looks like it's going to be really cold here. Can you, maybe go turn, plug some things in, and, the heater core for the heating wire around the plumbing, stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's no problem. So I did that, and then of course, check up on everything. But yeah, what got me was that when I opened the little cubby hole thing there where the pump room is, I was like, why is this thing running? You know what I mean? So I shut it off anyway, so it'll be good. It's just, I don't know how long. Maybe it was running for a day. Maybe the damage is already done. I don't know. But I check up on it every about 2 or 3 days, so I'll have to let them know that it was running and stuff like that. But we'll have to see how far down it went. If hopefully it doesn't cost them another pump. This is a shitty time of the year to have to work on. Call a plumber, you know what I mean? Like I know the guy well, like Sonny, I know him well. That's the Amantha Molly channel. It's her dad that does the plumbing and stuff like that. So I got his number if something goes awry, and I've already got the okay from my boss Peter. He says, well, if something goes wrong, call Sonny. I said, okay. So I looked at it. Obviously, I felt the pipes ain't frozen. It dropped down maybe -10 last night, something like that. So that's not you need a good week of solid of like -40 before you get frozen pipes and stuff like that. But again, like I've said in the previous video, if you've ever done without water in the middle of the winter, you just take no chances. You know what I mean? You just take no chances. But yeah, if you're going to be leaving your house for a couple of days or a week or whatever, always good to shut stuff like that off. I was under the impression that he did, but he didn't. So that's why I didn't automatically just shut it off myself. Maybe I'll hang out. There's people out walking everywhere today. So I say today again, Remembrance Day. My new series of what you call it on Remembrance Day or whatever. want people sitting out on the highway waiting for me. Too many trucks. I tend to be like overly gracious so people don't know what I'm doing. Everybody's used to everybody cutting everybody off all the time. I mean, if I had a different type of vehicle that I, didn't have 400 some odd thousand kilometers on or 250,000 miles, yeah, maybe I'd gun it in front of people a little bit more, but I'm like, no rush, no rush, no rush at all. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. The other job I got going on right now is at the gun range. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish it off. Roy, the old guy, not the Bob, the guy I used to shoot with, but Roy, the other old guy that, basically he's one of the owners of the range. Like, the land was family owned by about 5 or 6 different families, and they turned it into a gun range like 30, 40 years ago. Now, that said, he's still involved. Bob has quit the gun range, sadly, but Bob moved so far. Attending a cross-country ski, getting ready for cross-country skiing. It's like only the first day of winter, guys. It's like, calm down. It's only like, a half-inch of snow on the ground there. Come on, calm down. But anyway, people walking along. Yeah, so what happens is that Roy comes up to my place and says, Reg, he says, your membership expired yet? I said, I think it just expired in November. Bob was doing it kind of a strange way where whenever you paid for your membership, it was good from a year from that point, which sounds like it makes sense, but it doesn't when you have like 50, 150 members or whatever we got. So that what they do is like, okay, December or January is renewal time. You renew in January and then you're good till next January. And everybody renews at the same time. Plus, nobody typically shoots during the winter, so it gives them time to fill out all the paperwork, send out all your stuff and whatever, and you're good to go. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that because of insurance reasons, the membership went up $25, so it's now $175. So Roy comes up to me the other day. He comes up to the house and he's like, Reg, he says, is your membership, when's it done? I said, I think it might be done now. He goes, well, he says, I want you to keep shooting. He says, we're changing it around again at the club, but definitely want you to keep shooting. He goes, I'd rather work you out a deal. He says, if you can do some work for me at the range, you can work off your membership. So far, I got 4 hours in, but $175. I had about 15 an hour is what I gave them. I pretty should have went with 20 an hour, but I went with 15. And it's mostly brushing that needs to be done. And what I ended up, I got 4 hours, so that's $60 down. So I got 115 to go, so that's another 11 hours, right? No, sorry, not 11 hours. What are we talking about? That's total of 12 hours, roughly. I'm not doing the speed limit. People pass me. Who passes you when you're doing the speed limit? That's rude. I'm like the only person in Quebec that does the speed limit, I swear to God. But again, it's only a little 4-cylinder. It's like a 3,200-pound vehicle, like with like 80 horsepower. What do you expect? What do you expect with 250,000 miles on it? All this pressure making me try to drive fast. Mind you, on the bike, that was never a problem. Even at that, I did the speed limit on my super sport bike all the time. Even on this straightaway, I do it. But once in a while, I'd open her up. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's my next job right now, is to get all that done. Half parked on the freaking road here. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Let me go all road ragey on you. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll give you a frowning that you've never been frowned on before. Yeah. I'll give you my road rage frowning face. But anyway, yeah, so that's my next job right now. Instead of getting paid, now, mind you, once we hit the threshold of the 12 hours roughly, basically they make off with $5 to the positive to them. Just $15 an hour. You're at 100. You're at 10 hours. You had $150 at 15 an hour. The other 2 hours, it brings you to 180, right? So they're $5 to the positive for them, because membership's 175. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. it's not costing me out of pocket, so that's good. The other stuff, I don't know. I think that's going to have to wait till spring, because it's just like, I mean, you wait till November. You could have told me this back in October. Would have been lots of time to get it done, but now it's like it could snow any day. And of course, yesterday I just started finishing up, and it just started snowing. So that little bit that I got left on the first project there, I might not get it done till spring, right? So I'm going to try, but if the snow goes away, I'll try to get it done. But there's no, because I got to cut the brush down to basically right down, pretty low. So I got maybe about an hour left max on that part, that first part that he wants done. But everything after that, I think we're going to get one of the little brush hogs there that you wear, kind of like a weed whacker with a blade on it. Just go murder everything with that. That should be fun. But the idea is that, again, it's like kind of like barter and trade. But if they want more than 12 hours worth of work, then they're going to have to pay out of pocket. The range can swing it, but that's the thing. Like because all of the gun ranges in Quebec have to be non-profit, right? So means you don't do it to make a profit, just operational costs. But you could add the maintenance as an operational cost and pay somebody to do it. You just can't get people to volunteer for stuff like this. Not in this day and age. I mean, years ago maybe, but not this day and age. Just it's just too expensive to do that. So, come on. I'm being courteous. I could have cut you off. I should have cut you off. You're taking your time. You're taking your time. No rush, but yeah. So anyway, but bottom line is that so that's how I'm going to pay for my gun range stuff. I was also talking to a new guy yesterday at the range, Rene. I got his number here too. He's like, he showed me his new 22 there, nice little Target 22 Savage that he got, and that's a big bale. 2 big bales of hay in that porch. That sucker's down to the axle. Yeah. So the thing is that bottom line is I want to get a competition going. Bob and I were talking about it, but the problem that Bob had, don't get me wrong, I love Bob, I always will. He's an awesome guy. I miss him dearly. He's moved out to eastern Quebec. I'll probably never see the guy again. But it's like and he's an old man too, so it's like who knows how much longer he's going to be around, right? He's in his 70s. But the thing is that him and I were talking about competitions, but he was overthinking it. Like he's thinking too grandiose. So like, no, we get 8 guys. We got 8 spots. We get 8 guys, and my cousin. We got 8 guys. We take these 8 guys. We don't have to do 5 strings. We'll do maybe 2 or 3, just so we're not there the whole day. And that way, if we have more than 8 guys, we can cycle it. Just maybe 4 or 5 hours of shoot. So that you don't have to have 100 rounds of ammo to shoot. You know what I mean? And take these 8 guys, go out and shoot, have fun. Do it like the way they do it up in Beachburg. Everybody puts in $20. You take whatever the club needs, and then the rest just goes into to the winner. You shoot for points, right? And so you might not be following the official, competition rules 100% across the board, but it's close enough, right? So shut this off. Shut that off. That's off. Put that up. That off. And I got to go into the bank. So he was like, I said, would you be interested? And he goes, 22 or centerfire? I said, well, I'd like to do both. You maybe one weekend you do the 22, the next weekend you do the centerfire. And he was like, yeah, okay, that sounds pretty good. I like that idea. He'd be interested. So I know I can get at least 3 guys for sure. Roy, myself, and of course, this other guy. So I'm trying to build relations like that at the range so that I can get people into shooting, especially little competitions. It's good PR for the range and everything like that. And so yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, right? So anyway, I'm going to go into the bank, and yeah, there we go. So that's just a little update of what's kind of going on. All right, there we go. See some cord. There is no snow out here. Some people I was talking to, they say, yeah, it didn't snow out here at all yesterday. Yesterday it was like snowing all day. in my town. They didn't get nothing out here. Ah, bastards. Anyway, have a good day.